Hey guys, how's it going? It's Rustbelt Collector here, and you're probably wondering why I have just the card back from today's review figure. And well, it's because I couldn't resist opening the figure before doing the review, probably like a couple days ago when it actually arrived. It's a fantastic figure, just spoiler alert for the review, so I'm glad I opened it. But anyways, if you're interested in this figure, Chirrut Imwe in the vintage collection, or really any other great vintage collection figures, or the Black Series figures that you've seen in my other reviews, be sure to check out Big Bad Toy Store. There's a link down in the description. You can check out their website. They have everything from Acid Rain, Transformers, Black Series, Vintage Collection, anything you can think of, they probably have it. It's a great way to get the figures that you want, and you can't find them in stores because distribution has been pretty lacking lately, and we'll talk about that just a little bit in this video. But anyways, here we go. Let's dive right into the Star Wars, Hasbro, Vintage Collection, Rogue One, Chirrut Imwe. It's a mouthful to say all that branding stuff, but here we go. This is a figure that I am really happy they made, but I will be honest, I did not expect them to make it. I mean, Rogue One came out quite a while ago, and it seemed like Disney and Hasbro had all but forgotten about this particular movie. And that is a very criminal act because Rogue One is one of my favorite Star Wars movies. But they did it. They made a Chirrut Imwe. I hope that means that, well, they also made K2SO, so I hope that means we're going to see new Rogue One characters coming out in the near future. Card back is really nice. I think they chose a fantastic photo for this card back. It's just a great picture of the character, really good action scene. On the back, you have your standard vintage collection back. You can see the other characters in the line, ARC Trooper 5s, Hondo, Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight, and Chirrut Imwe, along with the previous line. And honestly, I haven't seen any of those figures in the series, or in stores, rather, at all. So that's kind of the thing with this line, that it's like, yeah, distribution's been garbage. I have not seen this line hit even BrickSeek. Like, I've checked BrickSeek, and it hasn't even shown up there. So stores locally have not been getting it. I don't know what else to do. Obviously, I ordered this off of Big Bad Toy Store. There's probably, like, other people that have had to do that as well because it's just not showing up in stores. And that's a shame. But anyways, enough complaining about that. Let's talk about something truly magnificent, and that would be the figure of Chirrut Imwe. Now, before I get into it, I know it probably looks rather exciting just standing there in a fantastic action pose, but we have to start out with the accessories, and there's only two that he really comes with. First off, the, let's see if this will focus. There we go, the bowcaster. I think that's what this is. It's got like these arms on it like a Wookiee bowcaster, and it's got handle grips. And it came in two pieces, just like this. So there's that. It's got some really nice paint apps. It's got the gold, it's got the silver, it's got the brown, everything that it should have, and it looks really nicely detailed. So definitely a good accessory, even though I probably won't really pose him with that necessarily. But then the second one, the second accessory, is this really nice walking stick, his staff, if you will, and it's got this great weathering on the wood portion as well as the silver details there. Nice wash going over it that just makes the sculpt details pop. And I don't know, this is one of those really excellent TVC figures, and it makes you wonder why they can do such a good job on this, and then some of the other figures are just kind of like, why did you do that? I don't know. It's a curiosity to me, but this figure is insanely detailed. All of the accessories and the soft goods, everything is just, it's kind of mind-blowing to me. Like, we have not gotten a solid TVC release in a while, and I think that this is definitely one of like the top contesters for, well, I guess it's 2021 now, but I think this was released in 2020, so we'll say that this is one of the top contenders for top figure of 2020, even though I didn't get it until 2021. But yeah, now as for the figure's articulation, the details, all that good stuff, I gotta say, it's amazing. It really is. It's probably nothing too terribly novel to the standard TVC norm that we've gotten used to in terms of articulation, but on this figure it works really, really well. First up, the photoreal detail on his face sculpt looks amazing. I'm always impressed and really honestly blown away when they get photoreal tech to work so well on a 3 3/4 inch figure. I mean, this is just insane compared to what we were getting, you know, in older lines, and it's really nice to see it. I'm really glad that they're doing this, and I hope that they continue doing it, especially with like maybe re-releasing old figures in the Black Series line that don't have this face tech and giving it to them now, because it's a very, really, I don't know what else to say. It's a fantastic improvement on the action figure community as a whole. But there we go. There's his face sculpt. It's very nicely detailed. The rest of his body and sculpt is pretty plain in terms of paint apps. Little details there, nice sculpt work on the armor. He's got a rubberized cape coming down the back here, which could be a downturn for some people. Like, they don't like the rubber mixed with the soft goods, but to me, because it's like on his back and everything, you're not going to notice it too much, and I don't think it impedes the figure's available movement at all, so it's not a big deal to me. For articulation, he has the double ball joint that we've gotten used to in the head, so he can get side to side. Can get a little bit forward, a little bit back, you know, pretty good though, ultimately, and it will allow you to get some good action poses out of this figure, which we'll kind of go over later. At the shoulders, you have the hinge and the swivel all the way around, hinge up to about 90. Same thing with the elbows. We have a single jointed elbow that gets well past 90, which is very impressive for a 3 3/4 inch figure. It is also a swivel, so you can swivel it up, you can swivel it down, all that good stuff. And then at the wrist, we have a hinge and a swivel, so swivel all the way around. And then this one is a hinge up and down. It's a little bit tricky just because of this armor here, but that is an up and down, more trigger hand, and I believe, yeah, we have the same thing here. So it's a double up and down hinge with a swivel on both wrists as well. I can definitely see why they went that route just because of this right here. When he holds the staff, it's nice to be able to turn that wrist inward and then turn this wrist upward like that. Let's see if I can do this fairly quickly. Yeah, it's nice to be able to angle the wrists when you're posing him with the staff because it just makes it a little bit more natural with his grip, and it works really well. There is also a ball joint in the torso. You can kind of see the movement there. I don't think that you can really get much out of it, maybe because of the sculpt or something like that underneath all the soft goods. It just doesn't give you much. It's nice to have it, but it's not doing anything for you. And of course the card back has to fall over, but that's okay. Onward and upward we go. There's this really nice double layered soft goods piece that we have going on here. It's just simply sewn around the body and it stays in place very nicely. And I think this is like the perfect way for them to go with this figure. I mean, you can have him doing the splits, you can have him doing kicks, you can have him doing all kinds of action poses, and this is not going to get in the way. In fact, it looks really nice, especially if you can get it to just kind of lay correctly. If you can get it like that, it looks so good because it's such a heavy piece of fabric that it actually lays very nicely on the figure, and you can get some superb action poses with it. Now moving down to the hips and the legs, we're not going to see anything really different that we haven't seen with other vintage collection figures. There's the standard hinge and swivel that we have at the thigh there, along with a thigh swivel. One of the nice things that they did with the legs, though, or at the knees here, is kind of like they did with Cad Bane in the Black Series. They've actually sculpted this little ledge to come over the joint, so when you bend the knee, there's just a little bit more of a seamless continuation from the thigh into the leg there, and it's really nice. Again, it's one of those things that like isn't terribly noticeable, but it's just a nice little quality of life, a little bit of salt to season the action figure, I guess. It's cool, I like it. And then going down to the ankles, he actually has rockers. So this is kind of like what they improved on the ARC Troopers in the ARC Trooper pack. They have a hinge, so he can point his toes, he can go forward like that, but then it also has a rocker so that he can stay level with the ground no matter which way his leg is facing, and that is always nice to see. So like I've already shown a couple times in this video, I mean, you can really stretch this figure to its limits and still get really excellent, I've said really like 1,000 times in this video, you can get some extremely excellent poses with this figure, and it just, oh, it looks so good. Honestly, this rubber cape in the back doesn't bother me much at all now that I've like messed around with the figure more, because it just helps with that like balance of the figure. So he can get into some more karate poses, you know, more drastic martial art poses, and that's just going to act as like a support leg almost. And I know I have not been doing this terribly often in my videos, but let's do a quick comparison between this wonderful TVC figure and another TVC figure in the line, the Rogue One Stormtrooper. He is shorter than the Rogue One Stormtrooper, which is interesting. I don't know if he's actually that short in real life. I mean, it's like, aren't you a little short for a blind force user? I don't know. It's curious, but it works. You can definitely, if we pose the Stormtrooper up here, you can definitely get him to be surrounding him and trying to blast him, you know. It works, but it's odd. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be this short or if they've just shrunken the figures down, you know, because we've gotten some really weird mix and match sizes with figures in the past, so I don't know if that is going to be the case with this one. But as you're shopping around, just keep that in mind. He is a little bit shorter than your standard Stormtrooper figures that have been released. And just for additional reference to scale, here he is next to a Lume Cube Air. Not sponsored, but totally would be down if you wanted to, Lume Cube. But anyways, there it is. There's the figure. That's all there is to say about it, really. I do think this is one of the best releases that we've gotten recently in the Vintage Collection. I hope they go back, they redo the Vintage Collection other characters, Cassian and Jin, that they've done so far, and then they give us Bodhi Rook, they give us the other characters, cast and crew. Basically, any of the figures that they did in the Force Link, like 5 POA line, just give it to us in TVC, please, because Rogue One was a fantastic movie, and it got really underserved in terms of action figures that were really good. It was mostly just Force Link stuff, so just my take on it, but I like this figure. Definitely pick him up if you get the chance, especially if you're like me and you love Rogue One. But anyways, we're going to wrap the video up right there. As always, there's a link down in the description to my social media, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Teespring, if you're interested in merch, and a few other places that I don't remember off the top of my head. Also, there is a link down there to Big Bad Toy Store if you want to pick up this figure or any other figures from this line, or any other line really. You can definitely get them through that website. There's also a P.O. Box address. That's my P.O. Box address. I don't know why it would be anybody else's, but it's mine. And if you send anything into the P.O. Box, I will unbox it here on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.